I've seen a comment pop up a lot, and I think it's from a Super Carlin Brothers theory where people say Edna designed Syndrome's suit and gave him a cape to sabotage him. Well, I'm here today to argue against that idea. I see where it's coming from, it has some merit to it, but it doesn't quite fit right with me. If Edna met with Syndrome and did any hero talk, I think it would be to reveal the identities of supers with the intention that they would be brought out of hiding and Edna could be inspired to design super suits again. I mean, she calls them gods.
I used to design for gods.
So Edna definitely keeps supers on a pedestal, and helping someone that would ultimately require supers to get new suits is in Edna's personal best interest. However, Syndrome as a superhero is not something Edna would care about. Let me clarify two things. One, Edna values her work with the supers because they're like gods on Earth. To the contrary, Syndrome doesn't have any powers. When you're an A-lister like Edna, you don't tend to work with new talent. So I don't see Edna being willing to design anything for Syndrome because he has no powers, so he's not really a super by the Incrediverse standards. And don't forget, Syndrome's original plan was to be a hero who sold off his inventions to the public in his old age. So even though he's a villain in the film, Syndrome didn't see himself that way. He thought of himself like the next wave of supers. So yeah, Buddy would have totally begged Edna for a suit, but two, keep in mind, Edna is filthy stinking rich, so she doesn't work unless she decides she wants to work. That means Syndrome could wave around all the money he wants. Edna would not design for him if she didn't feel like it. Let me also take this time to point out that the no capes rule is a little short-sighted. In some cases, a cape is extremely handy, especially if it's like fireproof, heated, or provides camouflage. So the odds are about 50-50 whether a cape is a lifesaver or a life ender, and there's just as many occasions where having a cape, if made from the right material, would be more beneficial than not having one. Seriously, we can make cat collars that break apart if it gets caught on something, but we can't do something similar for capes getting sucked into jet turbines? Come on! But getting back to the point, this all begs the question of who made Syndrome's suit. I think Alexander Galbaki is our best answer. Think about it, not only is Galbachi big competition for Edna, as she has heard of him and gets very offended that he made Elastigirl's newest suit.
Galbaki? Elastigirl's super suit is by Galbaki? Explain yourself!
But he's the only other designer that we're certain exists in this universe, and he's obviously well connected and hungry to work on high visibility projects. That sounds exactly like the type of person Syndrome would be looking for to make his suit. Plus, it's a dark and angsty suit that's more suited for a villain skulking around at night, very similar to the properties of Elastigirl's new suit. And what do we know about Galbaki? Well, we know that he's out of touch with the supers, and he doesn't get them or understand what they want. It's more about his vision being delivered in his way, which is why he made an Elastigirl suit without bothering to even meet with Helen. And even though the suit looked okay, it just wasn't the hero she wanted to portray, which if you analyze it, is just as messed up as Syndrome looking like a villain, even though his goal was to play the hero role. So our faceless Alexander Galbachi seems to fit the bill as Syndrome's mysterious designer, and the cape was added out of arrogance or as a way to thumb his nose at Edna and not made specifically to sabotage Syndrome. It might not be reality, but theories are more fun. Well, that's all I have for now, but this video's not quite over yet. I get a lot of comments that say, do a theory on this topic, but I've already done those theories. So please consider going to my main channel page and clicking on the video tab so that way you can see everything I've done. You will probably find a lot of things you like that you never even knew that I posted. I want to let you know that I also have two other channels, Say Halo Goodbye Gaming and the Fanily Family Vlogs. Thank you so much for for watching, and I hope you enjoyed enough to hit subscribe and share. I can use all the help I can get to let other people know that this channel exists. And if you made it this far, leave me a comment that says something like, "Hey, I made it to the end." And then let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. I can't make any promises, but the more people that request something, the more I can look into it. Okay, well, I love you. I'll see you in the next video.